How's it going today, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Shaner's Mechanic Life. Myself and pretty much every other mechanic out there, we're always looking for more storage for our ever-growing collection of tools. You know, better ways to organize things and more efficient ways of taking advantage of the space you have. So I was looking at my snap-on roll cab. It's a KRL1023 72-inch triple bank roll cab. At the bottom of the toolbox, you got a good 7 to 8 inches of dead space that you can store stuff. Now you can just put stuff on the floor and shove it underneath the box, but then, you know, it's just a pain to get out, and there's just like zero organization. So I've came up with the idea of how to take advantage of that space. Let me show what I've done. Here we go. So what I've done here is I measured the distance between the casters and the depth of the toolbox. And I built myself a box out of some plywood and some wood trim I had kicking around. So it's about 54 inches long, 28 inches deep, and the inside of the box, after the plywood, it's about 4.5 inches high. But then I figured, if I just shove this underneath my toolbox, once I get it full of stuff, it's just going to be brutally heavy and you're going to be dragging along the concrete. So I got some garage door rollers. I'm going to fasten them on the bottom of the box, and it can just roll forward and back underneath the toolbox, making everything a lot easier to access. I figure I'll take all the stuff out of my toolbox drawers that really doesn't need to be locked up, like spare parts, consumables, stuff like that. That way, make more room in your toolbox for some new tools. So what I've done, I've taken the garage door hinge and I've cut this part off, which basically just leaves me that part and the clasp that holds the roller in place. Now that's just gonna go in and out, and it ends up falling out. So what I did, I cut it to length, just spot welded it in place, so that way when I bolt it on, it's not going to roll out. So on the bottom of the drawer at each corner, I'm going to have one of the hinge and rollers assemblies. So just screw it to the bottom of the drawer, set it up, and I'll be able to roll back and forth. So I've got all my holes laid out and drilled, and I decided to use carriage bolts to give it a little more strength. So I'm just going to tighten these down and install the wheels. So I got all 4 rollers mounted, so let's flip it over and see how she rolls. Well, now that we got a roller, let's start working on making it look like it's worthy to be underneath a snap-on KRL1023 triple bank roll cab. So I painted the sides, front, and back the same red I painted my hutch when I built that. I'll put a link to that video in the description if you're interested. I painted the bottom black so it looks like a drawer liner. I got some sheet metal cut to skin the outside so it's more durable and it doesn't look like a wood box, and I painted those the same red as well. If you go to your local sheet metal shop, they might give you these pieces this small from their scrap bin or offcuts, which would definitely save you some money. No harm in asking. You know, I like these little DIY projects. If you ask me, there's more pride in hand built than bought. That, and you save money. And you know you're going to have a custom piece that no one else will have. So I'll let all this dry for a day or two, Then I'll glue the sheet metal on the sides and front and start finishing it off. So now that everything's had a chance to dry, I'm just going to glue the front panel and 2 side panels on with some construction adhesive and just tape it on so they don't shift while it dries. Now I made sure I kept it all inside from the edge, so when I put the panel on it doesn't squish out outside and make a mess out of everything. So the top panel's on. Now I'll just repeat it for the 2 sides. At least on the top, gravity's helping me, but on the sides I'm just using some masking tape to hold the panels in place while it cures. Now they got the panels all glued on and taped while it cures. I'm going to show you what I've come up with to try to duplicate the corner moldings on the snap-on roll cabs. So I went looking in the scrap bin. I found this aluminum angle iron that's painted white. Cut that to the height of the drawer. The way I figure is I'll sand it off so it looks like stainless steel and just glue it on with the construction adhesive. Let's see how it turns out. So I just stripped the paint off using my 90-degree die grinder with the buffing disc on it. Came out pretty clean. So I'll just take the tape off the corner and then glue it on. So same theory as when I did the side panels in front. Just put some construction adhesive on. Stay away from the edges so it doesn't squeeze out and make a mess. And just position it and press it on. Now once you get everything glued on, resist urge to reposition anything. Just call it a night and leave it and come back tomorrow. Well, I've got it underneath my snap-on roll cab and I already loaded some stuff into it. Rolls real nice. It's a lot of extra storage. It cost me next to nothing to build, mostly scraps and leftovers from other projects. So what do you think of my latest toolbox add-on? Leave a comment in the comments section. Just want to end this video by thanking one of my new subscribers, Greg St. Clair. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Well, that's it for this little DIY project. Hit that like button and subscribe. I got more videos coming. Anyway, have a good night everybody and thanks for watching.